Well, good evening, ladies and gents, and it's the 10th of February 2018, and I'm about to talk you through a new Roulette Sonar demo. This time the software being used on a different casino, and we have a dashboard open here of one of the most popular roulette casinos, probably in the world, but certainly in the UK. And it won't take you long to work out which one that is, by the way, but I'm not going to say which one that is. Intention for this demo is just to launch the software, show you the capabilities of the software, and let you see how it works, basically. Just a demonstration. We're only going to play this for around 10 minutes or so, just to give you an indication of how this software works and what it's capable of. So we're going to start by actually launching the software. And here is the main console window for Roulette Sonar. It's split into two parts. This main window here is where you will see most of the data that the software is reading from the casino dashboard. You don't need to worry too much about this window, really. It's just more of a reassurance that it's working, and also secondly to double check that the numbers are coming out as being read as accurate. This is the main console area here, where the main buttons reside that will help you run the software and manage the software. Help, for example, shows that this is an activated version of Roulette Sonar. Before you actually pay for the software, there is a 3-day trial that you can take part in. At the point at which you get to the end of the 3-day trial, you'll be asked for an activation code, which you can only receive if you've actually paid for the software, and it's locked to that one computer that you've downloaded the software to. There are reasons for that will become apparent later on. But right now we know that this is an activated version of Roulette Sonar, of course. So what we have to do first of all is set the software up to work. We've opened up our casino, we have it there in the background. And just as a technical aside, what I've done here with this particular casino dashboard is I've made sure that these roulette tables are zoomed up as large as they can be within the actual viewing window. I'm only working on a fairly small laptop here, so I'm actually running these at 125% of the normal window size. You can probably see that there, 125% of zoom. You don't actually need to do that, but I just tend to find I'm more comfortable and more confident with the results that we get if these numbers here are as large as they can possibly be. So, launch the software. Here we go. First, that the first stage is to actually drag the area that we want the software to monitor for us. So this is the first button when we start the software, drag the area. I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and minimize these windows so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So here is all of the different programs that I have open on the laptop at the moment. I need to click the one that I actually want us to use. Just going to open up, if I can, the size of this one. I'm going to have to actually go full screen. You can see most of this anyway. And then what I'm going to do here is we have to decide which casino or choose which casino we want the software to be active within, and this license is for 888. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to draw a frame around all of these number sets, up to 8 of them, because of the size of the laptop screen that I have at the moment, which is pretty cool. So pretty much all of the screens I can fit in the laptop window. I'm going to draw a box around just like this. I'm just using my left button to drag a box, as you would normally do in any other program, around these number sets. You do need to make sure that you have a very clear definition line around these number sets. So for example, you can't do something like that. This would not work, because the software is a very complex bit of software, and it'd be looking at these characters as well, and it'd be trying to work out what they are. So if you do happen to draw a box which is incorrect in size or its orientation, just click the X and you can draw that box again without having to cancel off all the rest of the boxes. So it's very important that you get a very distinct box around all of the characters and nothing else other than the characters in the dashboard, like that. So 7, and now we're on to the 8th one. We'll just draw that box over like that. There we go. Right, so I'm happy with those boxes. Once we're all ready, you can't see it here. Let me see if I can, there you go. I can't show you it because of the size of the screen. I'm sorry about that. Let me just scroll down and I can actually press OK, and now we're ready to go. What I do then is I move the Roulette Sonar frame out of the way of these red boxes and press start. And what you'll see is I generally just let this settle in for a few minutes. But what you're seeing here now is the numbers that Roulette Sonar is seeing in each of these frames. So for example, if we look at area number 1 here, 36, 23, 12, 19, there it is, 36, 23, 12, 19, and on throughout the numbers, the rest of the numbers that it's actually seeing. The rest with the same with the frames, but I generally tend to let it just rest for 60 seconds or so, just so that it can settle into the numbers and start recognizing the numbers properly. What the software is actually doing at this point is it's just looking for some of the preset options that we put in place for the software. So for example, here you can already see, and this is only because it's opened up and there's already more numbers. Here we go. We're just going to start to get busy in a second. I have this set to recognize any more than 4 reds in a row. So it's already seen that there are 5 in this particular game. So if we wanted to now play this table because we thought that 4 reds in a row was enough, in this particular case it's actually 5, isn't it? We could now start betting on black, for example, on this table. Let's just cancel these off for a minute because I just want to reset. It's actually doing its job too well at the moment. It's recognizing all sorts of different things, so I just want it to settle down for a minute. So what's happening is that Roulette Sonar is monitoring all of these roulette tables for us. So I'm sitting here right now with a cup of tea. I can just relax, I can kick back, I can do whatever else I need to do. And here's where it gets really interesting. I can have another casino open on another laptop or on another screen, and I can have another version of Roulette Sonar open watching those tables as well. I have a setup, and if you look at the Roulette Sonar website, you will see at various points I've had up to 6 different laptops running at one time. Now, if each of those laptops is working on a dashboard with 8 tables, that gives you some idea of the opportunity that this software offers to you if you are of a nature that you want to scale up, basically. So it's a very, very powerful and effective piece of software. Now I have this looking for various different triggers, and as you'll see, some of them are starting to come up now. So for example, this one here, I'll just explain this to you. Repeat 24. So some people are excited about following repeating numbers on certain tables. Sometimes you can find that even if it is a live casino, there can sometimes be a slight bias of the wheel. It could be anything. It could be just pure and utter random luck, and you have to be aware of that. But sometimes it might be that the table is slightly off level, which means that maybe at certain times the wheel does have a certain bias towards certain numbers. So what Roulette Sonar has recognized here is that number 24 has come out more than once in a certain number of spins, and you can collate all of these different formulas and you can adapt them and you can customize the numbers. So for example, if you wanted to be alerted if a certain number had come out more than once within 50 spins or 25 spins or 12 spins or 5 spins, you can actually set that up and decide what you want to do with that. Every player has very different preferences with regards to the way that they play roulette. So we respect that, and all of the options are in place for you to be able to play it exactly how you want to play it. What this does is it makes your life so much easier. So let's just get rid of that for a moment. We have one double being recognized here, which is the 19 and 18 there. We have a repeat of the number 10, which has happened on this particular table. What else do we have? We have one double here. Actually, this one here, this is the effective one double. One double setting as I have it set up at the moment means 2 reds and 2 blacks, or 2 blacks and 2 reds in a row. So this particular pattern here has actually picked up on the one double. We would have bet on the black there, and actually that would have come out, so that would have been a win on that particular table. Repeat of the number 31 on this particular table here. There it is, 2 sets of 31, so do with that whatever you wish. And now we have a situation where we have 3 3s. So it's actually gone back further, and this is because we've only just opened up the software. So technically there's 4 there. But what it's seeing is black, 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 red, 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 black, black, black. So we would be using the software to alert us to that, and I would probably take control of this table right now, and I'd bet against the fact that that pattern will continue. Because in the random nature of roulette, of course, that could happen. But there is a probability that it won't now switch to red, and there you have it. So let's just keep looking at where these numbers are coming out. So repeat of number 5 in this particular one. There it is. There's the number 5. There's the number 5. So it's just alerting us to everything that's happening at the moment. I'm just going to cancel these off because some of these are getting actually quite busy, shall we say. The way that I generally am how I find Roulette Sonar to be most effective is that I'll have one screen like this on the laptop as my setup screen, and then I won't actually play the tables from this laptop. I'll either have a second laptop set up with the same tables open on it, or I'll use the mobile. So some casinos setups are easier and faster to get to the table that you want to play by playing it on a mobile rather than actually playing it on the actual laptop. But with the second laptop open, obviously you can quickly click on the table that you want to play on and take it from there. So let's take a look at what we've got here for a minute. So we've got doubles, 4 reds there, which is already cancelled off, and here's another one that's alerted us to 4 reds, and that sequence has now already ended anyway. So you have to be quick on it, but what Roulette Sonar enables you to do is be quickly on any particular patterns that are starting to appear, and then you can deal with those patterns however you want. So here we are, 3 alternatings, and the 3 alternatings are red, black, red, black, red, black. It is clearly possible for that pattern to continue forever because of the random nature of this type of game, but the probability is that it probably won't. So right now for this game, let's test the theory for a minute. I'd actually be betting on a black number coming out right now. I'd be betting on black, and I'd be covering off the 0 as well, the green, and actually the black has already come in. So we would have won on that particular game on the second laptop. So let's have a look at what's going on here. So we've missed the double on that particular one. It was red, red, black, black. That sequence has already gone through. We have 4 reds being alerted to us on this one. So red, 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 red. So you can take control of that table and bet on whatever you wanted there. If you wanted that to be, if you think that sequence of reds won't continue, then you can bet against it. To be honest with you, 4 reds is quite an aggressive play. So I would probably be quite concerned about, sometimes if I'm in an aggressive mood, I might play against 4 reds. But normally I would set the settings up for the software much higher than that. So this is the beauty of Roulette Sonar. You can set this thing up to tell you when there are 8 blacks or 8 reds in a row. Now if you've got 8 blacks or 8 reds in a row, and again, I have to say this, but the random nature of these types of casinos means it could go on and on and on. It might never change from red or black, but you and I both know at some point it will. And if you have 8 reds in a row, there is a theory to say that the probability of a black or a green, a 0 coming out at some point, is higher with the increase of reds moving through that particular window. Have to be aware of gambler's fallacy, because I appreciate some of what I'm saying almost falls into that trap. But trust me when I say that, having been a player of roulette for 5 or 6 years, having developed this software for exactly the reason I need, I know that there are opportunities that surface from this game on a regular basis based on the probability of kind of what should happen. Kind of a common sense application, if you like, towards roulette. So here we go, the software's repeated a 23. You can see the number 23 has come out twice. Could be a coincidence, could be that there's something going on with that wheel. It might be worth looking at the section at which 23 is in and starting to apply whether those numbers are actually more relevant to that section. We've got a double there, and again, we're not... you have to be quite quick actually at the way that you're dealing with the game. So these alerts will become irrelevant quite quickly, to be honest, in time. There's another repeat on this particular wheel, 16 and 16. So I would actually start to take a look at this wheel. I might actually take a look at whether there is some kind of bias that's happening here. We've had 2 16s and 2 23s within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spins. Maybe there's something, maybe there isn't, but it might be worth a look. Let's cancel some of these off again. Really, what this software enables you to do is, even if you're working on other stuff in the background, you can have this software running. It will monitor the tables for you. You don't have to be doing anything else. You can just let Roulette Sonar let you know when there is a possibility or an alert for something, for you to actually bet on or put your wagers on. So there you have it. I'm just gonna let's wait for one more alert to come up, and let's see if we can play one of these alerts and see where we go. So we've got a repeat on 36. We've got 4 reds here, which for some reason actually is having a bit of confusion. So this is where this particular area helps, because there might be a bit of confusion around what the numbers are in this particular window here as to why it's seeing that there might be 4 reds, because I'm actually not seeing 4 reds here in this window. So that's the beauty of having the numbers here, and also a history of the numbers as well. So Sonar will actually work on a history of numbers, so you can see which numbers are coming out of each particular region, and you can check on the accuracy. So it doesn't get absolutely everything right every time. So the beauty of this is you're able to check. There's always an insurance policy against what you're about to do. So 21, repeat on that particular table. We have repeat of 36 on this one, and again this will be an historic repeat because it's not within this window, but it will be further back. And again, with Roulette Sonar actually recording the history of each of these tables, you can soon work out whether the number 36 has come around in the last 32 spins or 36 or 100 spins. It doesn't matter. Although you can't see it in this particular window, there will be an opportunity for you to see it in the history of the program as well. And the history goes on to 120 numbers, so it's pretty substantial as well. So that's how the software works. This particular table here, you're seeing an alert for 1 double. So we have 2 blacks and 2 reds right now. So what I'll be looking at right now is betting against the fact that this pattern will actually continue. So the likelihood here is I'll be betting on a red. I would always cover off the 0 because there's always a risk that the 0 is going to come in at any time. I would have bet on the red, and the red has actually come in. So we would have won on that particular table. So that's good. What do we have here? Repeat of the number 3. So it goes on and on and on. So I'm going to upload a few more of these videos to let you see this software actually working. You can then make a decision on how that could work for you. How you actually play the game is completely up to you, but it's clear that Roulette Sonar is able to make decisions for you and alert you to opportunities in the game that then make that game more profitable and easier for you to play. Thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate your interest in Roulette Sonar. If you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, that would be amazing. You can also add us on Facebook, and also check out the website at roulettesonar.com. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.